Hello and welcome back to part 8 of the roleplay server tutorial for San Andreas multiplayer. And in this episode, we're going to be adding in weapon damages and injured body parts. So, let's get to it. There's 3 links that you're going to need to reference to today. That's these 3. They will all be posted in the description, but you shouldn't need to reference to them because I'll be going through what I'm needing to do anyway. So let's get to it. First of all, we need to define some things such as body parts. So we'll do that first. So if you just copy that and then go into your variables, enums and defines, come up here and well, I would do it, but for some reason I've gone into different mode. Let me just pause my recording whilst I fix this issue. Okay, sorry about that, done. Now, start again. Copy this first one and define it here and put it as 3. So what you want to do, you want to define that, and then this is the ID you want to define. So same again. 4. Left arm is 5. Right arm is 6. Put them over a wee bit more. Left leg is 7. Right leg is 8. And finally, the head is 9. So that's pretty much it for that. Go back here, and now we want to define. No, we need to go into publics. So we need to go down to the bottom and do server get weapon type, weapon ID, return weapon type. And then here we'll do weapon type, and we'll call this 20 string is equal to end of string, or empty string, either one. Switch weapon ID case. So we want to get all the melee weapons that are not knives. So brass knuckles, which is ID 1, so we need ID 1, 2 and 3. Case 1 ... 3, that will search 1 to 3, and then baseball bat, shovel, pole Q, so 5, 6 and 7, so 5 to 7. And then we need to do the dildos, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 10 through to 15, and I think that is it for, yeah, that's that for blunt trauma. So weapon type is equal to blunt trauma. So we'll change this to get damage type, and then we'll change this to damage type, change and change. So case, so we need to do the sharp objects now, such as knives. So 4, 8, we'll put chainsaw under there, so 4, 8, 9, and that's it. So 4, 8 and 9. So damage type is equal to stab wound, Now the other types, we've got blunt trauma, stab wound. Now we need every gun. So case, we'll look for the first weapon, which is going to be a Colt 45. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 32, 33, 34. So 34. 22 through to 34, so case 22 dot 34, damage type is equal to gunshot wound. That's not 20, no. So 17, 18. So yeah, right, no, never mind. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, that's right. And then we need explosion slash burn, so everything that creates fire. So case, everything that creates a fire, so Molotov cocktail, so 18. $35, $36, $37, $35, $36, $37. We need explosives as well in this, but we'll do this first. Okay, that's that, and now explosives, so we'll go down to grenade, so 16. $39 and $40. I know the satchel, the detonator doesn't do nothing, I don't think, but you know. And that's it. So that will be damage type is equal to burn slash explosive wound, and that's going to be above 20. So I need to change this to 25, and then default is damage type is equal to unknown wound. So that's that layout there done. Copy that. Never mind. Go to tutorial. Copy that. May not return arrays. Okay, so no. Now what we will do, instead of having it as a server, we'll change that and remove that. Sorry about that. Now, to make a test of this, what we can do is put on player take damage, player ID, issue ID, float, amount, and weapon ID, add body part onto the end, return true, and compile that. And then what we want to do is print if that and get weapon, no, get damage type, and we want to put weapon ID. There you go. One thing I need to change, change that 1 there to a 0, so then it includes fists, because otherwise it won't have a damage value for fists. Now that's that done. That's that done. We'll look into this now. Sorry about that. The dog was doing my head in, having a drink. It's so loud. Okay, now we're going to want to come back here and create an enumeration of enum damage data, and well, we don't need to save this to the database, but we're going to have player ID, damage reason 25, damage weapon, and then at the bottom here we're going to have damage data max players, and it's going to be damage data. So we can remove the player ID and just have them two. Damage amount, we'll add that on there, but it's not going to be displayed. That can be in hand for administrative purposes. Okay, so we've got that. If we now go to on player connect, we'll see that we need to go into that inside of here. So what we need to do is for new I equals, no, never mind, ignore that. Damage data player ID damaged by is equal to end of string. Damage data player ID. No, I'm doing this completely wrong. My apologies. We are going to go back to this, and we are going to change it to damage player ID, and then we're going to put max damages. If we go up here and type in hash define max damages is equal to max players times by 10. So what that means is every player can have at least 10 damages, and that can be adjusted in future reference and so on and so forth. Now what we need to do is go into default values, and here we will do for new I equals 0, I below max damages, and I plus plus damage data I damage player ID is equal to invalid player ID. Damage data I damage reason is equal to empty string. Damage weapon is equal to invalid weapon ID. I don't actually think. No, let's call that -1. We will actually define invalid weapon ID. I didn't think so. So if we go here and then go, it has defined invalid weapon ID is equal to -1. So now we go back into here and put in invalid weapon ID, and damage data I damage amount is equal to 0.0. Go in here, compile, and done. We need to do if damage data I damage player ID is equal to our player ID. We don't want to be resetting all the damage every time somebody connects. Then recompile that. Now we can remove this and reset damage data player ID. And then what we can do, we can go to the bottom and type server reset damage data player ID, return true. And then all we need to do, if we go on here and on player disconnect, reset damage data player ID. No, we don't even need to do that because it's under default player values. But what we can do is on player def reset damage. Nope, never mind, I'm being stupid. Add in on player spawn player ID, return true, but here we will put reset damage data player ID. That will reset it if a player is spawned. We want to keep it if they die, so you can inspect the injuries. Now what we need to do is be able to add in these. So if we go back to publics and under here put server save damage data player ID reason weapon ID and amount. We need to make sure that's got a float tag and return true. Now what we need to do is we need to go in here. Total damages is equal to 0. So what we need to do now is go in here and put total damages plus plus new I is equal to total damages. Then what we need to do is damage data I damage player ID is equal to the player ID. Damage data I damage reason is equal to reason. Damage data I damage weapon is equal to weapon ID, and damage data damage amount is equal to amount. Now compile this, will probably get one error. Yep, I thought so. So what we're going to have to do instead is actually format this. So format, and then we'll put 25 comma reason. Done. Now that's that done for saving. So now we need to display damage data player ID and for player ID. Return true. So what we need to do is we need to loop through all the damage, but first we need to add a count. If damage data damage player ID is equal to player ID, then we need to count plus plus. If there's no count value, send the client message that player isn't damaged. No, hasn't been injured, and we want to return it for the player ID. If I come here and go into the commands, general commands, add a few lines, injuries, player ID, parameters, return true, and then check if the player's logged in, return true if they're not, new ID, and long string of 512. But now what we need to do is, if scanf parameters UID return send client message player ID color y usage slash injuries player ID or name, we're going to want to check if they're close to the player. So that one there. So if, well, first we want to check if they're not connected, and if they're not, that player isn't connected. Same with logged in. That player isn't logged in. How long is this going on for? Okay, we're gonna have to end it shortly. What you want to do there is, if the distance doesn't equal that, so player ID, and we'll put it as 5.0, and then we'll return an error. That player isn't close enough to you. Then all we need to do is display damage data ID and for player ID. So we can actually get rid of this long string, compile that, then go back into here. So new long string needs to go in here. Weapon name. So what we need to do is, for new I equals 0, I below max damages, and I plus plus. If damage data I damage player ID is equal to player ID, then we need to format the string. So format long string, size of long string. I'll do this the old way, so that, then that, then that would equal to the first parameter, and always needs to be a long string when you're doing it like this, or whatever your thing is, and then the rest goes after this, but I won't have that. So we need to make sure that's equal to end of string, and that is equal to end of string. Now what we need to do is format through and get the weapon name. So get weapon name, damage data I damage weapon, then weapon name, size of weapon name. We also need to get the damage type, but if we look back here, the format is going to be weapon name in brackets and then the area where they was damaged. So we need to go back in here and server get bone damaged. Change that to body part. We also need to go back into here and add in damage body part. We will go in here. We need to add body part, and then it's going to be damage data I damage body part is equal to body part. And we also need to reset it and this, so damage data I damage body part is equal to 0. Now we need to switch the body part, return body part. So new body part is equal to 20 is equal to end of string. We also need to take that off because we can't return a string. And then so case body part, let's go in here, copy these inside of here for now at the top of here, then you can reference to them. Body part chest, body part will be equal to chest, case body part torso, body part is equal to torso, case body part left arm, body part is equal to left arm, so on and so forth. You get it. Okay, so now we've done that. Delete them again, save this, and we need to go back into here and okay, so what we're going to do is weapon name, place of hit, and then the type of hit. So weapon name, get bone damaged, and then place of hit, so it will be get damage type, get damage type. So inside of here you're gonna put damage data, damage weapon, and you can copy that and put it in here. At the end we will put show player dialog, player ID dialog, unused dialog style list, damage information, long string. Okay, save that, recompile, and check this. So 282 body part. Change that to body part R. Now compile that again, and done. Now that's the display sorted. First of all, we want to put that in there in curly braces, in parentheses, so then it colours it white. Otherwise, it will be the basic colour, and it's boring. And then we can do the same here, but FF0000, and we can put that as red. Recompile that. that's the preview of the damage system started. I will continue where we left off on the next part. Thank you for watching and see you soon.